EMS.
It was an EMS run that they were on.
And they were. They were hitting back or something. That's
Allegedly.
Is that
Alleged.
the same thing we're talking about?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
But prior to that was the water fight that they had because of fire running. He came in and then he kept calling 911 after we had left the district, shut the department down. He kept calling 911 because his neighbor had it. Finally, the sheriff's got enough of it. They turned him over to the prosecuting attorney on the last run that we actually went on because him and his neighbor, like they did, shot BBs at Paul and Tyler. Yeah, he's a work hard.
He's a fun guy.
Recording on us.
What's that?
It was an interesting day in court, we'll put it that way.
No, I see the recording on that.
Oh, yes, we should maybe change topics. We are live streaming and recording now, so. And it's actually kind of framed up pretty nice. We got an American flag over there. That's like that.
yeah.
That's pretty good.
How'd they do that with the cameras there and the flags now?
I don't know how to plug into that camera.
They got a mirror. Bouncing off with reflection.
Yeah, that's fine. This is where we want it to point anyways.
Good, I'm out of the picture. I'm learning as well.
All right, 6:04, I'm gonna call a meeting to order. So, looking over the meeting minutes that have been posted, everybody should have a chance to look over that, and I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the April meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There we go. All right. So, we have the register of claims and bank statements. Tiffany, I have those.
Register of claims looks like this. I gave each of you a copy just for your reference, but I do need Rusty's signed and passed around
I got it.
in the bank statements. Okay, you got the register of claims as well?
No.
Was that on the
I
email?
know.
No,
Oh,
I don't distribute this.
okay. That's just like GL. Okay.
Someone go ahead and make a motion to approve the register of claims. All in favor? Motion passed.
Who seconded? I'm sorry.
Adam.
Thank you.
Okay, so we got a budget proposal here. So do we want to start with that?
You can,
Okay,
looks like this. Most, I'll wait till I look.
I did.
No.
I didn't remember I did it.
So looking at the sheet, income is mentioned on the top and expenses is on the bottom. The left-hand column, working our way to the right, is 2025 actual spend. So this is what truly came out over the course of the entire 2025. The next column over is what we've spent 1/1 through 6/30 in each of the appropriations. The next column is what is anticipated to be spent, really that's just what's left in the appropriation. The 2026 budget column is there. It shows you what we budgeted for each of the individual appropriations. The approved budget for 2026 was $226,250. I actually propose only making a change in the 3 highlighted appropriations. 2 are with regard to insurance. Just kind of insurance is constantly increasing, and it looks like we slightly exceeded the budget for 2026, so, or 2025. So I propose insurance increase to 25,000, bonds to 375, and then operation and maintenance, it's kind of a generic category there for 52,000. Down in the cumulative fire fund, I did not propose that we spend anything out of the cumulative fire fund. We still have $48,000 left to spend from 2026. Of course, we can make changes to that as well.
Okay, so your operations and maintenance costs, we're basically just talking about raising that up $2,000 from 50 to 52,000.
Yes.
We're not even too close. We still got 8 grand left.
How was our actual down to 11,000 on the January? Okay, that was the first 6 months. We were at 11,000.
We've only spent 11,000.
Okay.
So we got 38 left.
Correct, that's right.
Yep.
So the first 6 months, that represents how much we've spent out of that appropriation. And then 50,000 minus 11,000 is the 38,240.
Okay, and then basically we're talking about raising insurance about 10%. Bonds, that's really not much. So,
I've got a question, Ms. Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
The money that we don't spend from our budget, where does it go at? Or does it get deposited at? Or does it go back to the county? In other words, if we were not to spend another dime between now and December.
So keep in mind that all of this is already our money.
Right.
The only thing that the budget allows is for the state to approve us to spend our own money. We're not getting any money.
Okay, so if we don't spend everything on the budget, where does that money, does it
Just stays in our bank.
stays in
account.
our bank account? I didn't know if it went to the cum fund, if it went to a rainy
It
day.
we can make transfers if the board wants, but yeah, it just stays.
Like our back pocket.
A very big, deep back
Like
pocket.
well, depends on the perspective.
Yeah, depends on how good we are between now and the last 6 months.
okay, so
That can make or break that back pocket.
I really don't feel like.
Well, so far, we're looking pretty good.
So far this year is
Adding the
remarkable.
budget's really not a lot.
So we're only halfway there.
And I know you guys do a great job of spending a whole lot in the second.
The meeting just begun too, so hold on your socks, kids.
They're gonna have some stuff that they're gonna wanna spend some money on.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to spend money because we sold the.
Well, we can do that.
Oh, no, that's what I'm sitting here saying.
This is not Rusty's first time.
Yeah.
We're good at that.
So are you looking for a motion to approve the budget?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion to approve, raising our budget to the 25,000 for insurance, raising up to $375 for bonds, and raising from 50,000 to 52,000 in maintenance and operation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion approved.
Can I add one more thing? How, we had a really low legal and advertising, or at least not legal, we need that. But the advertising. I think last year we talked about taking some of that 3,000. Do we have a projected expense to spend that this year? I know we're doing like paper things, now we don't have to do that, like, for the
I
second.
don't know, and I just left it the same for the sake
Right.
of not decreasing it.
Yeah,
For that one,
uh,
no, that is where anytime we have to advertise meetings,
Right.
that's where that goes.
do you think it would be irresponsible to knock that down by a couple thousand and bolster the training budget a little bit more? Our membership's getting more excited about training, and I'd like to give our training officer a little bit more than $2,500 a year, and it seems pretty easy
I
to
don't
pull
see
that out
anything
of.
wrong with that.
What do you guys think?
More training, the better, in my opinion.
I mean, that's what brings the crew together and keeps
Right.
people knowing each other and getting on the calls and stuff like that. So if we knocked the advertising budget down to try a year with $500 and put another 2,500 to make our training budget 5,000 for next year.
What comes out of our pocket, we can utilize it. If the motion stands, the budget the way it is, we still have the money there, and we can still spend it.
Okay,
It
so
does make it cleaner though, if it's specifically
Just
states
state.
the purpose.
it helps when we're talking about giving a training officer something to do and be like, look, this is like plan all you want in the year, but
Great
this
idea.
is where you operate.
But it's good to at least put him on notice
Yeah,
that he can do more than.
right.
Thinks.
So
He's
you'll
sitting right
probably
behind me, so it's
Okay.
make it different.
Very quiet.
So
You know we're here.
I'm gonna make a motion to add to our training expenses, from 2,500 a year to 5,000 a year. Anybody second? Need a second? All in favor?
Do you want us to deduct it from the legal? Or legal?
All right, so Tiffany,
You should say that.
Yeah.
I decreased it, but you should say it in the motion.
okay, do you feel like that's the best place to take it
I think that's
from?
perfectly fine.
Okay, all right, so I'm gonna make a motion to pull $2,500 from our advertising budget and take that 2,500 and add it to our training and education expenses. Can I get a second? Second. All in favor? Motion carried.
Thank you.
All right, the financials, you should have 3 documents in front of you, and I will explain those. The first one says account balances at the top. It takes up about half the page. And this is just a snapshot of how much money we have in what accounts as of June 30th. It doesn't represent any activity, it just shows balances. So at Everwise, we have a CD of $58,612. In the Tri-County checking account, we have $311,866. Both of those funds make up our general fund. Next, we have Tri-County Bank savings account. This is an interest-bearing account at 3.3%. We have $415,139 in the cumulative fire fund and $35,285 in the rainy day fund. Questions on the balance sheet?
No.
Next, I will show you the budget versus actuals general fund. This is the long one that has a front and back. The first column on this page represents our spend from January 1 to June 30th. This does represent the spring settlement. We did receive that prior to June 30th, and that has been deposited. So total receipts so far in '26 is $186,607. Going down to the spend, we've got, let's see, anything to point out here. The first big disbursement was in the category called fire protection contract. That did not actually go directly to Bainbridge. It actually was a loan payment that we pay on your behalf. Let's see, the clothing allowance, we did pay out a portion of that in 26. Moving down, we did encumber, I don't know if you remember, but we encumbered a portion of funds for the run incentive because that hadn't been paid out at the end of 25. We have almost used all of those funds. We've spent so far $4,088 of $4,730. And of the four big main categories that the State Board of Accounts looks at, so personal services, other services and charges, we are less than 50% in those categories, and that is exactly what I would look for. It's even better than that, even better than I would expect. So I think we're right on budget. Questions on the general fund activity? Moving on to the cumulative fire fund, the budget versus actuals -- cum fire fund. Not a lot of activity here, but it's still worth noting that we did have budgeted spend for 2026. Of that, we have spent $11,106 of $48,394. And that concludes the financial.
Alright, so we have, what about where are we at with the entity, the SBOA entity in your report?
So that one was submitted on behalf of the departments. That's not a district task, that's a department level. And I submitted both of those on July 17th, so those are taken care of.
Okay.
The 990 for the departments for 2025, those filings were timely, those tax filings were timely and submitted and accepted by the IRS. And then the monthly uploads that we have to do for State Board of Accounts, we are caught up to date as well for those. We're currently working on quarter 2, so.
And so department financial reports, operations update. Are we running as just one whole department now?
Yes.
Day to day, we are operating as a single department with singular leadership, and we have not combined all of the accounts. I have access to everything now, and we just actually probably just write a check from one to the other and operate that way, just to smash all the checking and savings accounts together.
I'll need to get with you also, where we make them go, like, mistake, I'll just switch all names.
Yeah, right.
I was
So
wondering about that. I did cut 2 different contract checks because I was
that's fine.
pretty sure you hadn't combined your bank
We
statements.
hadn't yet. Actually, we don't have a way to write any checks for, I mean, I'll have to get you, is what I'm saying. We can't spend out of our own bank for Clinton. For Bainbridge, we can.
We can spend, but because of the initial problems and having to get everything approved, and then the district started paying everything that was on.
Yeah, we moved.
Anyways, I never went and got checks because there was no reason. I mean, I had the card for the petty cash. So it was like, I never went and got checks. So we can.
So we shouldn't order checks. We should do a wire or something.
We could probably.
You just get a cashier's check.
We could.
Yeah,
We can figure it out.
Let me see if I have a check for Clinton before we do anything. I'm
Okay.
almost positive I did.
We were gonna ask you, because we were looking at it
I didn't
yesterday.
realize you guys
Yeah,
did.
because, well,
That-
everything switched where it was
Okay.
petty cash and the district was paying, so it was like,
Yep.
I don't need any checks, you know? It was like-
It's been there so long, the account went dormant,
Yeah,
and we have to call them.
I
to give it-
called them and they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to come in. It was a donation account. It was a donation account. It was no big deal.
The checking is open, so it's like $700.
Even still, the donation account, they shouldn't have.
It went dormant.
It went, the bank put it for me because.
We'll
Yeah,
get it
this
over
wasn't
now.
activity.
Yeah, no activity.
Clear as mud.
It's a savings account. Anyways, we'll figure it
They sent us an email that said, hello,
You
we
still-
have your money.
out. I was like, I know, you guys told me.
We know.
I have to come in.
Thanks for holding it for us. Hope you're enjoying the interest.
Okay, so, looks like we got tanker 25. Have we made the payment on tanker 25?
Yes,
Yes.
that balance there represents after the payment was made. The
Okay.
339,
339,
148, yes.
148. All right. And then where are we at with relocation of the fuel pumps?
Yeah, where are we at with relocation of the fuel pump? I was told, everything's approved, he's ready to go, you guys approved the quote, thank you for that. We had some conversations, we had some like reflective conversations after our, flagpole thing got blasted again a couple weeks ago. A drunk driver hit it, it was actually a fantastic move. Everybody was okay, but they slid more than 150 yards, in the grass and smoked our
Corner of our.
the corner of the flagpole.
I
And
do
so,
have I sent you a quote via email from KGM, which,
$3,700.
yeah,
yeah, insurance, it'll be an
it
insurance
should be, so I
claim.
can go ahead and, you want me
It
to go
will
ahead?
be, that was my question. I didn't know if you guys wanted to turn that into insurance.
What's our deductible?
I would have to look.
So we can make that decision when we get there. Really regarding the fuel tanks was like,
They had
gosh,
no insurance.
what?
The driver.
No, he
No,
just got out of jail
he got out of
60 days
jail
prior.
like the month before.
I do have, I'm pretty sure I forwarded you also the, I may have texted that to you. The Indiana State Troopers report number,
Mhm. I have that.
yeah.
That was
so,
when I asked you, are we turning it into insurance?
I
I didn't know what the intention.
I don't know what the deductible is or was.
Okay.
I know the two people prior had insurance.
Does this county have reimbursement on a county level for nonprofits and others who have insurance claims that don't get satisfied? Do
I
we
don't
have-
know, that's a great question. We could look into that.
But
Okay,
I was
would
also told
recommend that.
that we could put the 35 or 3,800 through the prosecutor attorney
Yeah.
and
get
add
that
it
from
to,
that guy.
but like,
He's not gonna pay. That guy's
yeah,
going to jail.
yeah.
Yeah, you can't get blood out of a turnip.
Well, no, but again,
Sometimes if you squeeze it deep hard enough.
Well, you were saying, you don't want to put fuel tanks there.
Well, so that's where I was going with that. Thank you.
Yeah.
squirrel.
So the position of the fuel tanks is the southwest corner of the building, which is solid 100 feet away from where you actually hit. That road does go straight, so, I mean, this guy was going more than 100 miles an hour, so, according to the reconstructionist. And, he didn't hit that. There is a ditch that slows people down. If the grass is wet, people can slide. If he would have went straight, I mean, I was there the night of, he
It
just
did
gave up.
very easily when I ran into the.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, he could have gone into the building, which
But, I mean,
in
this-
my mind is worse than.
This
running
corner of this
into-
building was hit shortly after it was built.
Yeah.
Actually, that corner, sorry,
So,
was hit.
what's the risk of putting the fuel tanks there? Having been on fuel spills and like we're all trained to deal with that anyways. If they hit the building and the trucks because they're going, that in my mind is actually more dangerous and more possible building bigger than the tanks. If they hit the tanks and it stops and we're gonna have a fuel spill there, but it's not like the movies, those don't blow like, you know, that, like they.
They don't blow upon impact, because if that's the case, and every
Right.
car crash we could go on would have that same.
So the quote that we got was to have the pylons there, that's not gonna stop the car, but I had to talk with, yeah, about sorry, I was trying to think of the name of the
Jumbo block.
Jumbo blocks, yeah.
jumbo blocks, to line the grass with those. It's not gonna stop a big truck, it may not stop a car, like if people come barreling down there, like, unless we move our building, there's always gonna be a risk of it getting hit. That's why we have insurance, that's why I don't live right there. But the fact of the matter is, there is a risk. I think the risk is manageable, especially if we put the blocks there. I think we agreed to get the blocks, and we even reached out to Travis. He may give us a little bit, a few $100 extra to grade where those would go flat, and then place the blocks there to give our building and the fuel tanks a little bit of protection. But nevertheless, ultimately, we continued the project, and then he said he was gonna get it done by now, but maybe with delays or whatever.
I
Should be done.
did speak with Brandy
Oh, you did?
also.
Who?
Brandy.
Oh, the
She's our
insurance, yeah.
agent. And scheduled, she hasn't gotten back with me, or they may have already done it, I haven't gotten an email, but they're gonna do a site survey and give their recommendations. They're not gonna say, this is what you need to do, because then they would be taking responsibility and liability. Because the town reached out to me, Chuck Jason Hartman reached out to me. He thought back years ago, what he would have liked to have done at the point was to make a mound, and the town put welcome to Bainbridge, but again,
So maybe do some hazard that too, and, you know.
you're gonna have a hazard whether you do something or you don't do anything, because,
Every other year it gets hit.
well, it's not so much that.
I think we-
It's only gotten hit since
3 times
in
in 10 years for us.
But you can go along any part of the highway where they have a guardrail, or they don't have a guardrail. And you can pretty much see there's been a white cross. Guardrails are there because that is what their ideal is gonna be. But if a crash happens and they go behind the guardrail and don't touch it, they're still gonna remain in the same ravine. Accidents happen, you can't plan for everything. I mean, if that's the case, then why didn't the town put concrete blocks on this corner of this building, because it got hit before? That building had the roof blown off of it in the tornado. Isaac, me and him had this conversation, he had a freaking dump truck turn over in his driveway, the gravel's still there.
And free gravel. So I
I'm
guess
just saying,
the long
it's-
way to say, that's still the right spot. We're gonna protect the building a little bit more with some blocks, using the same guy. Project should be, we were really hoping to come here, and we even talked about bringing some celebratory drinks that were non-alcoholic, to, get the project done, because we've been talking about it for 3 years. And,
Grape juice.
but it's not done. It's not done yet. It should be. We have contractor picked already. It's just when it gets to it. So we're gonna stand on it to finish that, and then that will be closed up and finished.
Okay.
Finally.
So do you have a financial report or
Yes.
operational report for both Bainbridge and Clinton, or as one, or?
Yep. I got access to the second account, so I didn't send that out before the meeting. But I can read it so that you guys at least have the amounts for what we have going on. Once I get back to it, there we go. So the checking accounts combined, so we're gonna start reporting as one. So Walnut Creek Fire Protection, Walnut Creek Fire Department, checking accounts total $2,557.93. And our savings accounts total $14,863.17. So that's putting everything together, and we are gonna get rid of one of those bank accounts. That's where we stand for, and most of that is donation stuff. We're getting ready to do a car show again, so it's gonna go up when we raise more money for the departments, from a donation perspective.
Okay.
That's all we have for financial report. No major expenses this go around. We really haven't We haven't had anything big out of any of the donation accounts. We'll have some expenses for the car show, but yeah, that'll be, you guys won't notice that. And then we do have some other topics.
All right, so moving on with the old business, I have ladder testing here on the list.
That was done.
That was completed, wasn't it? Okay,
Both of them kids, both departments.
that cool. And I think we briefly talked about the merger of the fire departments, but, have you got, I'm assuming we do not have a dissolution of Clinton Township yet.
I've been working on that.
Okay.
What was determined was because both Clinton and Bainbridge are 501c3s,
Mhm.
we determined in April that we were gonna dissolve Clinton's EIN and keep the Bainbridge EIN. So and then change the name for the Bainbridge EIN. So I have brought some information that I need to get signed by the chief, by Kevin. And one is talking about one is an example resolution that you need to, I can either send you the electronic version of this if you like it, or you can create your own, but when you have your departmental meeting, you have to have a resolution and people signing and people voting for or against the name change.
We already did that.
You already have done that?
We didn't get ink signatures, but we have record of votes, and we already did that with both departments independently.
And we have a personnel list, a list of.
List of personnel that attended the meeting.
But not.
Yeah.
Not.
Actual.
Do we need ink signatures on something?
I want to be quill.
That's fine, if we do, we can get them. Everybody is very much so happy with the merger.
Yeah.
So we'll get all signatures.
I
Maybe with
think
the
we do
exception
need
of
signatures.
We should.
Let's add
nowadays.
something that actually is called resolution, something
Yeah,
along these
that's fine.
lines. And
Whatever-
then that'll give
whatever
us
you
a
need.
place to sign.
Is this an example?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And then, when we send in the packet of information, in order for me to be able to be accepted by the IRS as a representative of you, I need you to sign this power of attorney. One's for Bainbridge Volunteer Fire Department, the old name, and one's for Walnut Creek Fire Department, the new name.
Maybe we should say something.
Yep,
We just
so
gotta have a meeting.
we have news.
Yeah.
Kevin has decided to step down as chief, and we met as a department
20 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago and elected new officers. So I will be taking over as fire chief. Grant Bryan is now our fire board president. Michael Monker is the secretary, and
No,
Tyler
no,
Fisk is,
I-
oh, sorry. Let me do it faster.
Grant is
Grant is president,
president.
and Michael Monker is secretary. Tyler Fisk is treasurer.
Got it.
Who's your assistant chief?
Yep.
Congratulations.
To be determined. That's not an elected position, and so it can be appointed later. We've been operating without, but we're gonna fill some roles. But we elected all 4 of the positions that are written in our bylaws to do that. So
So I'll have you as the chief.
I will sign.
Thank you.
I can sign.
You'll sign the part 7, which is at the top of page 2, sign date, and then put your title.
Okay.
And they probably are the same, but whose bylaws are you going by?
So we
We amended them in August
amended them last year,
at Bainbridge, then we.
and so the new Bainbridge bylaws that were amended last August are our operating bylaws.
Can you send me a copy at
Yes.
some point?
Of course. And then when we do this, I'm absolutely gonna hold another meeting to take those bylaws, if you have any edits,
Okay,
and make Walnut Creek Fire Department bylaws
yes.
as one, and then we'll vote those in the same way that we did before. So we just followed our previous bylaws guidance for how to amend bylaws, and then amended the bylaws that we had record of. They were from some time ago, long time ago. And so, I mean, they were still referencing things that don't exist anymore at the state level and stuff like that. So we cleaned things up and made it so that we can operate in that way. It wasn't like huge sweeping changes, but just made it make sense, like, you know, requirements for firefighters to actually have fire certs instead of mandatory, which doesn't exist anymore, and, you know, that kind of stuff. So.
The state already does have record of your name change.
Oh, well, I did that through Nearest. Oh, did you do that?
I did it.
Oh, but I did the other thing. My bad.
She was getting ready to beat you.
You did it.
Did you do it?
30 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, calm that guy down. Now, what I did is.
Look how red she's getting, and still, oh, wait a minute.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I thought you were referring to the reporting system that goes through the state for our incidents, and I did that.
Secretary of State,
Got it.
where we register
Nearest,
ourselves
You know,
as
high five.
a business
We
entity.
got it.
Oh, that feels like you were.
I know, it's fine.
Got it all covered.
It's fine.
Paul, send me a copy of that as well, if you would.
For what?
What you just talked about. Send me a copy of that as well.
Oh, for the Nearest registration, it's online. I'll try to PDF something.
Okay.
It's an online, like, records keeping system for.
Well, I
our
can get it
fire
from the Secretary of State anyway, so.
No, that's what I changed. You can't get it from here.
Yeah, you probably want that from her, and then my stuff is, I'll just FYI you on it and show you where it came from. It's actually the National Emergency Reporting Information System is what NERIS stands for. That's
Used to
where
be NIFRS.
It used to be NIFRS.
Okay.
So I'm trying to help all the departments actually in the county get over on that.
And you got a link to Run Ready.
And I made it easy because it's in Run Ready, yes. Yes.
All right,
Brings us to the
so
next bit.
we're gonna push on here. Next on our list is board president replacement. I currently do not have a replacement for myself, but I do think that this is going to be my last meeting that I will be at. As you guys know, most of you guys know, or may not know, I don't know, but I have relocated to Greencastle, so being out of Clinton Township, I am not supposed to actually be on the board, so we need to find a replacement for that. And then radios from the county, or for the county, I don't know.
I got a
Can you
lot of
have-
information.
Do you have
on
information on that?
that. Yes, I do.
'Cause I didn't know. if
Not
it was,
looking good, Toto.
So I have been working very closely with the commissioners now and dispatch and all the fire chiefs regarding radios. Our last chief's meeting, we got even another report in there. The long and the short of it is, I'll give a little bit of, not my opinion, but the state interoperability director's opinion and another opinion from Motorola. What we're getting ready to do in the county, and I'm working on this, is really, it's horrible. We're getting ready to waste $2.5 million. I hope that's not like on, at least from the perspective of the fire service. We're trying to install our own radio system instead of using the state provided system. And that's actually going to remove our ability to use the XE radios, which means extreme environment, which firefighters, that's where we go. So if we do that without provisions, the firefighters in the county will find themselves all alone on the state system where everybody else is not. That's not good. Or we will find ourselves not able to use our existing radios, which means every radio in the whole county has to be replaced with, I can't remember the model number of them, but they're not, you can't use them in a fire. They won't work there. They're not built for that. So Motorola is trying to warn us. I'm kind of picking up the stick there and walking that down the road a little bit. But when it comes to actually operating radios, like the scares that we've had before, there's an official Indiana site that shows approved radios and their expected phase out date. and it's very easy to read. I went through it. Some of the radios, actually, we're really not in danger. There's some 2030 radios that will go out in 2030. Bainbridge Clinton don't have those. Some of our radios are dying in terms of like, can't get parts for them anymore. They're sold. We have 7 new members, and we have 4 active existing members without radios. 5. So we need to get 12 radios. They're not coming from the county.
The counties are ways off. They're a ways off from providing.
I think it's gonna be a no.
Yeah.
If they provide us radios, they will be radios that we cannot use for fire operations, which means that, I mean, all the fire chiefs pretty much agreed at the last meeting, if you need radios, just buy them. That sucks because the radios are $9,600 each. But the fact of the matter is, if we budget ourselves correctly, we can responsibly operate and get radios to continue our operations with the membership that we have and moving forward. So I have 2 requests. One is related to some communication equipment that goes in our trucks that you got emailed and there's a printout for. This is the budget request for the cellular iPads and rugged vehicle mounts for 6 of our apparatuses. That allows us to coordinate our responses on medical, fire, and rescue runs using the app that reduces some strain on pre-scene incident radio traffic. The total amount requested for that is already inside of our operating budget for the year, as I detailed out in an email. $7,600 will get us done for that, and then it will eat about $3,000 of our operation and maintenance budget year to year. If we want to split that out into its own budget line item for the cellular cards that go in those that allow us to communicate on those devices, we can, and I would recommend that just so it's not kind of lumped in. Maybe take that from the operations and maintenance budget and throw it up. It could be telephone. We don't really have any other telephone to speak of. And it's cellular, so, you know, I'll defer to Tiffany for a recommendation of where we would put that. But then radios for this year, I worked with Motorola and the state bid to get good pricing. The discounted radio pricing from Motorola for the radios that we would need, and the total, so I can fit 4 in the equipment budget that we have left for the year. So that's actually 37 of the 44,000 that we have remaining to spend for the year, but that gets us 4 handheld radios, which is good because we still have 5 people that don't have radios, so we'll be cycling those through, and then we have 7 that are going into training in 2 weeks, actually. So that's exciting to see the membership growing, but we will need to outfit them as they prove themselves on calls. We're not going to definitely not going to give them the awesome radios right out of the gate, and we'll keep track of all those, of course. So I guess to sum up and make this a little easier, look and spend, it says 7364. I gave myself a little bit of breathing room, might be a little bit less out of the operations and maintenance budget of 38,000. And then I want to spend 37,000 of the 44,000 out of the equipment budget to buy 4 radios. And then next year I have forecasted to get 8 more, which should give us some
Can I ask you
room.
about that?
Yep.
You said 7,600 initially,
70,
or not to exceed,
for the iPads,
yes.
7364 is the one time, yeah.
And then 3,000 year to year, and that's from the operations and maintenance.
Yep.
And then you
Or
said
slice it out into telephone, so whatever you want to do.
Motorola 4 radios coming from equipment.
Yep.
How much was that? 1,000.
Yeah, 37. He actually just sent me the quote today, so
Okay,
it was 37 something, so let's
Okay.
call it 38.
okay. Thank you.
So that will eat most of the rest of the equipment budget for 2026.
How many of your new members that are without radios are if they get radios, are they ready to go into a fire and all that, or do these guys?
They're not just used as fires.
All
Well,
of
I'm saying, but are these guys, have they been through the proper training and all that already?
all of our new members don't have radios. 5 of our existing members don't have radios.
So this would cover the existing members that are ready.
Yes,
That are
well,
ready.
almost, with the exception of one.
Okay.
So one guy, that poor guy's still not gonna have it. Whatever.
And that's, you know, like.
But the other 4 that are ready to go, this would cover.
Yes.
this for them.
We're starting to finally catch up on our ability to adequately respond per NFPA on fireground with our active membership. And given the layout of our 2 districts, like, it really just does not make sense. So we issue radios, like tactically having people come to the station just to get a radio and add 30 minutes to their response time. to their response time. So
If we're using a majority of our equipment budget,
we'll be asking.
I'm assuming we're gonna be good for the remainder of the year for packs. And,
For anything unforeseen, yes.
okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, we'll still have 30,000 in operation and maintenance for repairs or anything we need for the rest of the year. I don't anticipate those. We just had all of our maintenance stuff done on 22, so we should be good on the bigger trucks.
Yeah,
I
they just got, should have a receipt emailed to you from MF for the pump testing and PM.
Yeah, that's just a few $1,000.
Well, that's great till winter hits.
Well, I mean, winter's gonna hit,
Winter's
like,
winter, right?
we're budgeting, like I say, you guys increased the operating to 52 for next year. That's great. I'm gonna ask for another 76,000, so let's just call it $77,000 to be allocated for equipment for next year, specifically for radios. That will give us 8 more radios. So we will have all 12. Then we can make sure everybody has a good radio. There is an option, and I'll just be like fully transparent on this. $9,600 is it's called an 8000 XE, which is an extreme environment radio. There is a lower model that saves us, I think, like $1,000 a radio, or so. I think like maybe $1,100 a radio. I did not go with those because Foresight tells me that we're going to be in a countywide district or countywide fire department before long, and Rochdale and Floyd and Greencastle all run the same 8,000 radios. So when we start consolidating resources going into that, we don't want to have some sort of like, I'll just call them TMU type radio that then has to be thrown away and or replaced moving forward. So just trying to be
If you go to
responsible.
that though, that's not gonna be our problem, that's gonna be the county's problem.
You guys,
It won't be your
you guys
problem.
are simply on the board, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying,
They're gonna need someone from each.
every set of townships will have people on that fire board. I personally will be around for that.
Yeah.
I know that these guys also will, so we don't want to put ourselves in a position and like to save 12 grand.
I'd rather look ahead and not look behind.
Yeah, I don't want to do it again for
And-
a purchase that big.
What about, we can talk about that for the new guys that run through fire one too.
Yeah, we're gonna need, I just haven't,
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance yet. And truthfully, so like I said, we have 7 guys that are going through training. They got, in my mind, we're gonna stitch together, like they don't have to train in NFPA rated gear. They can train in anything that works. We'll have to like pinch hit for live fire day because they have to have NFPA gear for that day. They also have to make it through that class, right? And it's not for the faint-hearted. Not everybody makes it through fire school. And so I can't come to you and responsibly ask for gear or anything like that for those individuals until we get there. But next year, we might, like if we get 7 good guys that are going, we might need to start thinking about gear again. But I'm not even in a spot today to try to guess a number for that. So I'd like to stick to the communications equipment at this point, and make those requests for the budget change for next year and then the request to spend this year so that we can kind of catch up.
Could you repeat the budget change? once
Yep, so budget, so for this year, no budget change, just spending 7,500 or 7,600, but 73,
Got it.
yeah, 73 something out of operations and maintenance, spending 37 or 38,000 out of the 44 equipment that we have budgeted. So no changes for 2026. For 2027, I'd like to make available 77,000 for radios for next year. And actually, because I'm operating on the bid now, let's just make that at 80,000 because they will.
Where did you have that in mind? Were you looking at that to be like equipment where we
It's gonna be
currently got it
equipment.
at 45,000?
They'll be capital assets, so it'll,
So are you proposing increasing the 45 then to 80,000? Or would we add an additional 80?
I would like to add. I would
Can
like
I-
80,000
can I
would
make
be
a-
just radios.
Can I make a comment?
Please.
So if you're looking at $80,000 for radios alone.
Yep.
And your membership is growing and we don't have the gear for that membership, I would not cap your budget at $80,000.
Agreed. I just didn't have numbers for a year yet. I know.
So whenever we do that, let's realize that the increase of the budget's not gonna be 80,000.
So I can get 5 sets of gear for the 45 equipment that we have in the budget already for 2027. So if out of the 7, I get 5 passing that are still responding, like there's some gates to go through before, our leadership is like, yeah, fit them out with new gear, right? Whereas the radios, like we've got a lot of members that do have radios now that are like, we're Frankensteining these radios together. And that's a technical term that says we've got like parts off stuff. So those radios are gonna go in the closet and we're gonna operate off of safe radios for our active trained membership now. And as those new members come out of training, they're gonna get to operate with skeleton radios for a little bit, or for the Frankenstein ones,
And
before we.
typically you
that's how
can
we'll
take
shift it.
from the years past of getting quotes on gear, you can take what we spent last year between the 2 departments and add 4% to give you a cushion.
I can actually give you,
And that would be,
if you give me a second, I can get you a number.
7 sets of gear could put us, I'd say it could be around $30,000 for all those sets.
So we could fit that in the 45 equipment. I don't have other big equipment plans for next year, besides radios and potentially gear. So if we need $30,000 or $40,000 for the people that make it through training to outfit them with structural firefighting gear, we could do that out of the equipment budget. I just want to add the 80 for radios, because I know we're gonna do that.
Is there any intention of spending this $48,000 from the cumulative fire fund in 26?
Oh, that's not the same as the equipment above it?
No.
No,
Then I'm buying more radios this year.
that would make more sense.
That would make, yes, beautiful.
And
So
we do have,
I thought that was,
is
Thank you.
Yeah.
is that 48,000 part of the boat that we sold?
oh, I think some
They
of them,
go in the cumulative?
the boat and the pump.
No, the 48,000 is a remainder of our $100,000 request to spend in 2025. We didn't spend all of it, so we just encumbered the rest.
So where's the money from the hovercraft?
Just went in the checking or savings, I don't have that by heart, but
It didn't go back into a budget.
that's not gonna be reflected on the disbursement plan. If that's,
No,
We have the money in our
understand
checking.
that,
It didn't
but
go to a line.
it needs to go to some type of equipment,
it can,
so.
it's in there.
What did we get for that?
How much?
I don't know
Not
by
near what
heart.
we spent.
25?
30, 25, I think is what they, I
thanks, 25 comes you right in there.
think it's 25,000.
That sound right to you?
I was gonna say 20, so
It may have been 20.
Right in that ballpark.
It's somewhere between.
It was
like 5,000.
total equipment sales, right here, on your budget versus actual, $24,900 so far.
All right.
That gets me 11.78 radios.
I
So
like 7.
we'll give the .7 radio to Kevin and let everybody know. You get one of the cheap ones.
That's with increasing your budget,
So.
or if you just burn
that-
up what you've got?
No,
It's just burning away.
yeah, I would still, thank you for that, Tiffany. Let's make this a little better. I'm sorry, to get you guys a number. Bear with me here for a sec. 44.
I can tell you my full-time department in Hendricks County, we just got told current Motorola radios, Motorola's only gonna support them for maybe 3 more years anyway.
That's like such bad information though. Because the state website says 2030, which is your 3-year mark, but those are like the APX4, those are the APX 4000s. The 8000 XEs, there is no data, they're gonna support them forever.
No, I'm
That's
talking
the
about
radio.
not the ones you put in for.
Oh, the older ones,
The older
yeah,
ones, yeah.
yeah, eventually.
So you, like.
But I don't think that we have 6,000, so I think those.
Ours are like 2 and 3 generations old.
Yeah, you guys have some Frankenstein
You
radios.
can't get anything
I
for
wrote
it.
for a Motorola 2500. That thing I think came out in like.
They sold us
I
the-
think it's around 2001. Yeah.
So, if I do,
Walnut's about here now.
It is.
I'll just make it round these numbers. 8.
Kenwood's, that's what I got.
So my request sheet, then I will bump my this year's spend to 8 radios, spending $76,800, split between our equipment capital outlay of 44. Well, we'll spend the disbursement out of the Cuban fund first. We'll spend all that 48, and then we'll take the remaining out of the equipment fund. So we'll buy 8 radios this year.
Got it.
Which would drop us down to needing 4 for next year. So that is 38,000. So I would ask to increase the equipment budget for next year to add 40,000 to our 45. So make that an $85,000 equipment budget for next year. That should give us room to buy the rest of the radios if we need, and or equipment depending on who passes and who doesn't. Yep,
Thank you, Paul. Got it.
feel good? That's a lot of numbers, but
No, I think it's smarter to do it that way than just
Yeah.
and trying to increase the budget to cover it all for next year.
you know what we're not gonna talk about next quarter? Radios. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna have them.
That'd be nice.
I mean, if
As
you
long
vote
as
that.
Isaac proves it.
This,
Any questions about
can you elaborate what this is?
Yep.
What the iPads are for?
Yep, so you'll see this throughout the county if you are watching other departments as well. A lot of the departments have what's called an MDT, which is a laptop, costs about $5,000, and then you gotta spend another almost $1,500 on mount to put it in the truck. And the mechanism for those, and everybody's going to this, dispatch can't communicate over the radio. That's why our county thinks that we need to put in our own radio system. Because when you have a big event, all the people everybody gets on the radio and starts talking. And most of the time, especially in a volunteer environment, they are saying, I'm en route, I'm en route, I'm en route, I'm en route. Whereas the people that got on the fire ground, it's actually a danger to them to have other people on the radio system just saying, hey, I'm headed to the station, or hey, I'm headed to the scene. The MDTs provide the CAD updates, so all the notes that a dispatcher would take about the call, the location of the call, navigation to the call, any updates related to what might be happening on the scene, other departments' response, your ability to communicate back and forth with dispatch with surefire communications happens through a mobile CAD unit, or what's called an MDT. Those are horrible in everybody's opinion because they're way expensive, they're cheap hardware that they put in a durable case and they mount them in trucks and the cops have them. That's what the cop looks your license plate up on, and that's about the only thing it does. For a fire department and for EMS, all they do is en route to scene, on scene, clear scene. And that's terrible. They don't do any navigation or anything like that. Well, there is an app in the county now that does all the navigation, speaking with a different hat here, that does all the communications with dispatch. It does the dispatch notifications, all the CAD updates, the navigation to the scene, automatically marking on scene, the recording of patient care information like vitals and assessments, signatures for patient treatment and statement of refusals, investigations, capital equipment management, truck checks, like all that jazz. And it runs on mobile devices. It's been running that way for almost a year. It'll be a year in September. And all the volunteers, there's 320 volunteers and paid first responders in Putnam County. They all have this app on their phone now. They run it, but the trucks themselves have to communicate to dispatch. And so the iPads sit in the trucks, act as navigation and communication, which relieves stress on the radio system, which means that we really just need handheld radios to operate inside of burning structures and, on wrecks and stuff like that. But the trucks themselves need devices in them. We've never been able to afford the MDTs before, because who puts a $5,000 laptop that constantly is out of date in a truck that rolls on 350 runs a year? That doesn't make sense, but iPads are significantly cheaper and the software is a lot better to operate on. So we put them in the trucks, we relieve the radio traffic, and we have better and safer coordinated responses to scenes.
So when dispatch tones you guys, when you get in the truck, will this iPad already be fired up and the address is already in there? You're leaving. You're not typing it in. You're not sitting there
You have
checking
to
it.
click in route, and then it'll map it, and it'll give you a live feed of all the information for the run. Like, it is a game.
It'll let all
Actually,
the
it's like
other
this.
responders coming in know, so if it's for medical or fire, it's
So,
already.
This is the app, and actually this is an iPad in a case that mounts in the truck with a magnet or a clip. And when we get a run, there's a notification that comes on. I go to the station to get an apparatus. When I get here, I tap on it. And if this one is actually set up for me, but if this is set up for a truck, I respond that I'm en route to the scene with the truck. So I just communicated to dispatch that I'm now en route to scene with the number of people that arrived on station for that truck to leave. And navigation is built right into the app, and all the CAD notes and updates with everyone else's ETA shows on the same screen. It's actually pretty freaking awesome.
It's a game changer.
It is. It really
It is a game changer. I mean, up till last year, I'm just gonna talk about how important this is, I think, for everything, the whole reason that we're firefighters, right? Like, you're trying to save lives, save property, you're trying to do it in a safe manner. It used to be, you get some blurry page on your pager, right? Half the time you have no idea what it said, but you have a run. You get to the station, you jump in the truck, you're trying to hit up dispatch to figure out, what am I going to, where is it exactly, because I didn't hear the address. And then, like, half the time, like, you have to have them repeat the traffic, they're talking to someone else, and that didn't for dispatchers, they're sitting there trying to type stuff. It's just a mess. And then you may be, okay, well, I'm going on maybe it's report structure fire, maybe it's medical, whatever it is. You get, like, all you know is, like, the nature of what it is. So maybe it's a chest pain, or maybe you heard it was reported fire. But that's it. Like, that's all the information you get, because that's all that dispatcher is able to get to you. And then, like, you have to figure everything else out when you got on scene. You roll up, oh, we have a full need off 2-story residential structure. Or, oh, the chest pain is now cardiac arrest. Now, like, you don't have to do any of that radio traffic, and you know everything. Everything that dispatcher, all the information they have, because they're typing it away, it's just feed through on the screen. And it is, I mean, you know, for the most part, like, at least the amount of information you get is 100-fold. Like, you have a good idea of what you're going to before you even roll out the station. Like, it is, as a firefighter, it is unbelievable how much better prepared you and your guys can be. It's crazy. Like,
And it's called run.
And we know the guy, we got a direct link with the guy that made that app called Run Ready.
It's called Run Ready.
That guy right there.
Yeah.
It's not very good looking, but
Paul did build this app, and it seriously, like, it is going to be responsible, it already has, I guarantee, been responsible for saving lives in this county.
yeah, there's actually some
I
cool stories.
can't stress how good this app is. It's crazy. So
And
if
we
we
can
can
do
put
that
them,
on the spare
if we
time.
can put them in the trucks at the price that Paul's able to get these, I mean, this is a really good price, you know, iPads.
We're outfitting
I mean,
6
it's-
trucks for the price of 1 MDT.
What I can tell you is that this kind of communication, like, I fully anticipate that it will put us for sure at least in a better position to save lives in our response service. Like, to me, as a firefighter, it's a no-brainer. That's just,
Communication's key.
it's everything.
I mean, it's been the number one nemesis going back to my time, even in the nineties when I was on the department in Buffalo, Missouri.
In the volunteer environment, the very first challenge on any call is coordination of resources.
Yeah.
And before this, we had no idea who was coming or when they were gonna get there. Now we know exactly who's coming and exactly when they're.
Everything was on a timed event, so if we didn't get any response from fire department A, depending on the severity of
Coming
it,
down, no. You're coming down, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
7 to
they're
10
in another
minutes.
static page, and they're asking, what are we even
But-
going to? Where are these guys at?
this system, this setup, dispatcher can already see it without any hesitation, who is and who is not responding when that run goes out.
There's a cool story in Russellville. They had a 16-year-old boy that went into cardiac arrest. And when that first came out, they started using that. And they had paramedics from here and Park County and firefighters from like all around the area. So there was Park County firefighters and Russellville firefighters. And there were 2 that were using Run Ready. And everyone got lost except for the 2
To the run.
that were using the app because I knew navigation was better. And they made it there and saved him. So that was that was the first life saved. I don't know all the stories, but that was one I like to share. So it was kind of
Really cool.
little feather. So yeah, we need some money to put some.
You weren't alive, were you?
What's that?
You weren't alive, were you?
No, this isn't bad. Like, I mean, truthfully, if you get to see this and use it every day, for us to be able to outfit 6 of our trucks with it for $7,600, I mean,
I get it. I'm second in charge of my police department, so.
yeah. Oh, and by the way, it works for police too. You want to do traffic stops, you can hit traffic stop and it says exactly where you are instead of having to do all that right there.
That's what ours does. It's a game changer, I get it.
Okay. So we're gonna make a motion to approve the funds for that, to outfit the trucks and iPads and Run Ready. So I'll make a motion to approve the funds to outfit the trucks for the quoted amount for and Run Ready.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carried.
All right. Thank you. I think I'm done.
Okay,
Oh, wait,
anything
wait.
else, new business?
Do we do a motion for the adjustment of equipment in 26?
We'll do that when we do the next budget, won't
Do we have to request that
Do
additional?
you want me to
We won't
make a
have another
motion
meeting
to
about
approve
budget.
to spend the money for radios? Alright.
I did submit a bill from Hometown HVAC. Our air conditioning unit had a leak. It's the original one from 2001, I believe. that
What was the quote? Do you remember ballpark?
I had 2 quotes submitted. One was for 8,000. That was from Hometown HVAC. The other one was 10 from Dave's. That's those quotes are to replace the units because what happened was this system that we have now had a leak. They recharged it. It was under R22. So, Benny did say if we use his quote for the new unit, he will reclaim that R22 and take that money off of the quote. I don't know how much the system holds or how much R22 costs versus whatever it uses now. So, but I've only got 2 so far. I haven't gotten hold of the buyer back because I didn't have anybody's number. I lost Mark's.
So we'll get some quotes and maybe do just an email approval and I'll find where that's coming out of the
It's
budget.
gonna have to be done anyways.
Yeah.
You're talking 20+ years old and you
Yeah.
already skipped over the refrigerant that was in between it.
So that would come out of the 30K we have remaining in operation and maintenance, bring us down to 20K left for the year.
But I do believe I sent those quotes to you as well, Tiffany.
Maybe, it's hard whenever I just get a random quote and I don't know any backstory on it. I slide it in my Walnut
Random
file.
So what's the total amount
For the AC? No, for the radios. Okay. So
76.
it's the spend to buy 8 radios this year and 4 next year. So the 8 this year will be the request. And then-
76,800
Yes.
for this year.
All right, so I'm gonna make a motion to approve spending the $76,000 for the radios
Yes.
for the rest of the year.
And then if we're adjusting budget, adding another 40K to equipment for 2027.
Okay.
But you can
We'll
finish
do
your,
that on another meeting. I got a second?
Did you say we had to do that at this meeting?
Well, finish your, so somebody could second
I
the,
second the radios.
Okay.
and
All in
yes,
favor?
All right, motion carries.
we're not discussing the budget, unfortunately, again, in another meeting, because the next time we meet is October.
Okay.
So we do need to get a motion to approve the additional $40,000 spent from the capital outlay equipment budget in the 2027 budget.
bringing that
Okay,
to
so I'll make a motion to approve to spend the additional $40,000 for the budget.
Thank you.
All in favor? Motion carries. Are we good?
Yes?
Good.
We're good.
Anything else?
No, you guys are fantastic. Thank you for
This is
working with us.
this is the second meeting that's been the shortest.
See, look.
You know what, we're done.
Next
Let's go home.
12 years,
Let's
probably.
go home.
Alright.
We're
Gonna make a motion to conclude our board meeting. Alright. there we go.
Do you want today's date on the resolutions?
The president has to disperse this.
Well, honestly, Paul, that was just like
No, I
a
just
sample.
got
Oh, I'll just turn it into a real amendment. I'll just.
Or use it however you want.
Alright.
I can send it to you electronically if that helps.
Real, I have one of these and.
Bill Fry,
The
one
committee
of us
calls
asked
on.
him.
That's cool.
Bill Fry, yeah, one of us asked Paul if he knew of a way.
You got
Yeah, that's gotta be it.
And I think we're,
I'm sorry, what?
we had our Rosedale meeting last week, and Phil would like us to pick your brain on if it's possible, however you choose, with your knowledge of live streaming equipment, if it's possible for equipment to be installed at the Rosedale Fire Department, and what would that look like? What would that
Thank you so much.
For like 85 or 80. That would enable it, and then we're talking.
Big stuff.
Yeah, I'm actually on Rosedale. I just had some food there. I'm kind of an honorary member there. I live I do see Phil. So I'll talk to that. And yeah, if we can get something going up there, I'll recommend Starlink up there too to get the internet.
No, they actually pay for themselves. So the Starlink that we installed at Bay Bridge is affiliated with this live stream.
outright.
No, but when we do, if you guys are wanting equipment at the Rosedale Station.
Yes, that's what, yes,
The internet at the Rosedale Station.
yes.
So doing the Starlink would bring the internet up to, so that the streaming rates at some inspiration.
But then you would also help us or them
Yeah.
picking out the equipment.
You good?
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
cool. Now we tell you guys to do that and then Chloe's got theirs and, you know, we're through that. It's good.
Okay, yeah.
See you, Gene.
See you, Gene. Take care.
Drive safe. Huh?
You want this?
I closed it, it's been a couple of years now. And then I'm also going through a divorce as well. Green Pass. Chris, Aaron. Thank you.
It's just, it's.
You got it. You good with me?
Thank you so much. I'm good with you.
All right.
You're welcome.
See you later.
Yeah. I think it's 40.
Yeah, 11 months.
Oh, that's CPAP.
Yeah.
You can see that. Here's probably see that.
Not the breathing.
To be honest, I bet you-
Or if you want to count that. Well, yeah, so every time. So it is.
I'm watching.
Thank you.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
My old jaw's sore too.
I don't know, so I ran inside and grabbed my, hey, you do that. You're on my Hendrix radio. I'm the only one that was right there. Switched over. And they put out an MVA
Guys,
in town, and I'm like, County, I'm rolling up on scene.
Yeah.
oh,
Did this guy get smoked by a car?
the municipalities are
Yeah, that's what I
my
thought
favorite part
first.
of my job.
It's probably full excited.
Really?
It's
Because
like,
we're so animated?
Yeah, I mean, only other part I have is tax and
yeah,
payroll.
that's not saying much. to them.
I've walked into the office
But you
before and you've got the lady, well, I brought you all my receipts. They're
Yeah.
so cute, but.
I really do like this part.
That was good. We're at least.
Yeah, once the meetings to go.
Bring a little spice to
Yeah,
it.
there we go.
Oh, that would be hard, because
Yeah.
the three of them are so different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So